Hi there, this is Karen from Soul Shimmer Designs and welcome to today's tutorial, which is all about a baby keepsake memory box. My Teckwrap tools that I'm using today are this weeding pen, which by the way also comes with a refill pin, the tweezers and the squidgy, as well as the standard tack sticky mat. The vinyl colours that I'm using are all from the matte range, and it's coconut white, coffee brown, vanilla, a light apricot and a very light pink. The last two I'm not quite sure of the names, but they're all in the matte. The box I'm using has a clasp on the front and it has an insert, but you could use any type of wooden box that you wanted to, just enough to keep some baby keepsakes in there as long as it's big enough. And I've set everything up on Silhouette Studio, so I have a rainbow and I have the name and the birth details as well. So I've set everything up on Silhouette Studio and cut them out on my Cameo 4, and now I'm just weeding each piece of the rainbow. So the first piece was the apricot colour, the second was the vanilla, the next piece is the very light pink, and as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, these vinyl colours are all from the matte range, and they're actually my favourites to work with. I prefer them over the glossy just for their sticking ability, and I just prefer to work with them. I'm not sure why, but they come off quite easily with, as you can see, using my weeding pen. There's no issues with any pieces getting left behind, and it's just a smooth and easy process. The next up is the coconut white, where I have some hearts that will be going at the bottom of the box, and then this is weeding the coconut brown, and this is a part of the rainbow plus the name of the baby. And as you can see, it's easy enough to weed with my weeding pen, getting rid of all the excess pieces there. And this is also in the coffee brown, and I'm doing the birth details, so the size or the length, the weight, the time of birth and the date of birth, and then the saying that will go inside the box will be "Welcome to the world, little one." And I find this colour to complement the wood that I've used on the box. I find that to complement it really, really well with this coffee brown colour. And I'm just weeding here the smaller pieces from the birth details, and then finishing off the excess pieces from the saying as well. Then in the light pink section of the rainbow, I'm adding in these white flowers using my tweezers. It's much easier to use than with the weeding pen. The tweezers are grabbing onto these tiny little flowers really easily, and I can pop them in no problem at all. And also remove one that I had forgotten. Then next up is adding our "Welcome to the world, little one" sign inside the box. And my filming stopped there, so sorry about that, but it was an easy application, and removing the transfer tape, it looks really good. Then next up is using the transfer tape and my squidgy to add the white hearts, so that's in the coconut white. And if you find that the hearts or any of your vinyls don't come off, I turn it over and then use my squidgy to remove them. Then this is easy enough to apply to the wooden box. I haven't sealed this or anything, as I know that my Teckwrap vinyl will stay put, no problems at all. Then next up is adding on the birth details, and that's in the coffee brown. I'm using transfer tape with my squidgy, and again turning it over and applying pressure from the back of the backing, so the backing sheet comes off nice and easily. Had a little problem with my dot there, so I decided to leave that, and I can always apply that afterwards. Now that's ready to add on to the box. Just making sure I've got it nice and centered. There's an even space between each of the decals, and then using my squidgy just to pop that down, and it's an easy removal of the transfer tape. Then I'll use my tweezers to add in the little dot there that stayed behind, so no one will ever know. It's looking good so far. Then for the rainbow, I wanted to make sure that all the pieces were going to be in the right spacing, and in hindsight what I should have done was tape down the transfer backing sheet to my piece of paper. So this was the piece of paper I printed out before, so I should have taped that down a bit just to make life a little bit easier, but I wanted to show you the process that I went through with this rainbow, and if I could do it differently next time, then I know what to do. Next I'm adding on the apricot colour rainbow stripe, and that took a bit of doing because, as I said, I didn't tape down the main master sheet there, but we got there in the end. And then the coffee brown was nice and easy to apply there, and the heart as well, there's a little white heart in the middle there, and it's come out really well. So now it's time to apply the rainbow to the box using my transfer tape, just putting a bit of pressure on the back of the sheet with my squidgy and doing my pressure trick just to make sure that comes off nicely and easily. And just applying my rainbow there, and I didn't put much pressure on when I applied the rainbow, and I just decided that I wasn't happy with the pink layer and how it was sitting in comparison to the other ones, so I was able to just quickly get that off, and you can see how easy that was to adjust. It was super easy to do, and I'm just using my tweezers here. The little flowers stuck to the box, so that also shows how well this vinyl sticks to wood. So I just removed those, put a bit of pressure on there with my finger just to make sure that that pink stripe was in place, and then just use my tweezers to add in the white flowers. So I'm happy with how that looks, and now it's time to add on the last piece of the puzzle, which is the baby name, the most important part, I guess. And again, just using my transfer tape and squidgy. I had to use my tweezers here a little bit too, because the transfer tape just wasn't quite long enough to get the beginning of the R there. But apart from that, it was a super easy process. Just making sure my decal is in the center there, and it's looking good. Always just take my time with those, because you want to make sure that that's done well on the first take. So there we go, we have the inside of the box, welcome to the world little one, and the finished product. So thank you so much for watching today. If you have any questions, let me know, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.